Have you ever dreamed of just walking away, quitting the job, leaving the noise behind, and starting over? Well, today we're talking about a man who did exactly that 1,600 years ago. He had it all, a prestigious career, a clear path to power, and he gave it up to find a life that was actually real. This is the story of Tao Yuanming, maybe the world's first and most poetic quiet quitter.
And this one line, this is everything. This is the heart of his entire story. You can just feel the profound sense of relief, right? For years, he felt trapped, like an animal in a cage. And this is the story of how he finally found the key and set himself free.
So, to really get why he felt so trapped, we first have to understand who this guy was, and more importantly, what kind of world he was so desperate to escape from. Okay, so Tao Yuanming was a government official during a really chaotic time in Chinese history. He was smart, from a respected family. I mean, he was on the ancient equivalent of the fast track to success. But as we're about to see, the path that everyone thought was so great felt to him less like an opportunity and a whole lot more like a prison.
A prison. That's a strong word. So what was it made of? What exactly was it about his job that made him feel so completely and utterly stuck?
Well, he came up with this absolutely brilliant metaphor for it, the dusty net. Just think about that for a second. It's not a cage with big iron bars. No, it's a web, a net made of thousands of tiny, suffocating threads. You know what I'm talking about, the petty rules, the endless formalities, the sucking up to your superiors. It's a net that just slowly, quietly chokes the life out of you.
And this created a massive internal battle for him, a life totally divided. On one side, you've got the official life, that world of constraint, of formality, of always having to bend the back. But on the other side was his true self, the part of him that was screaming for freedom, for nature, for just a little bit of authenticity. He was basically living a life that was completely at war with his own soul.
I mean, listen to this. It just perfectly captures how he felt. He wasn't just, a little unhappy with his job. He felt fundamentally out of place, like a bird that knows deep in its bones that it's supposed to be flying through a forest, not sitting in a cage. That kind of longing, you just can't ignore it forever.
So you've got this deep internal crisis. The pressure is building and building. Something's got to give, right? Well, this next part, this is the turning point. This is the moment he finally decides to break free.
And the story of how he quit is legendary. The final straw was something so small, so ridiculous. A higher-up was coming to visit, and Tao was told he had to put on his formal robes and bow. And he just snapped. He'd had enough. He famously said he would not bend his back for 5 pecks of rice, basically for a tiny salary. And that was it. He quit, on the spot. He chose his own dignity over his paycheck.
He wrote about this incredible moment in his essay, The Return. And it doesn't read like a story of failure at all. It's a story of triumph. He lays it all out for us. First, the realization that he could change his future. Then, the powerful decision to just go. Then you have the joyful journey home. And finally, the arrival, with his kids waiting for him. You see? This wasn't him running away from something. This was him running towards his true self. So he did it. He's home. He's traded that dusty net for, I don't know, probably an actual fishing net. So what did this new, authentic life really look like? Was it all sunshine and roses? Well, first off, he was brutally honest about it. He didn't pretend he was some master farmer living in a perfect countryside paradise. He tells it like it is. Farming is hard work. The weeds grew way better than his beans did. He was poor, he struggled, and he worked his tail off every single day.
But, and this is the entire point, that hardship was worth it. Because mixed in with all that struggle were these moments, these perfect, simple moments of peace. This is one of his most famous lines ever. It captures this quiet, profound connection he found with the world around him. This was the freedom he'd been chasing.
And wine for him was often a part of this. Not in a party animal kind of way, but as a tool to help him reach this state of contentment. It helped quiet the noise of the world. In the same poem as the one about the mountains, he says, "In this there is a deep meaning." In what? In the whole experience, the simple work, the calm view, that feeling of connection. It's a feeling so deep that if you try to put it into words, you lose it. The truest understanding comes without speaking at all.
So all of this thinking, this farming, this poetry, it led him to write his most enduring story. It's a little fable that perfectly captures everything he had been searching for.
The story is pretty simple. A fisherman gets lost, follows a stream lined with blossoming peach trees, and stumbles upon this hidden village. The people there are totally cut off from the rest of the world. They've never heard of the latest emperor, or the wars, or any of the political drama. They just live in peace. But here's the catch. When the fisherman leaves and tries to go back, the village is gone. He can never find it again.
And that's what's so powerful. His idea of a perfect world, of utopia, wasn't some magical kingdom paved with gold. It was a simple farming community. Its perfection came from being free, peaceful, and in harmony with nature. In other words, it was the ultimate escape from the dusty net.
And this is the powerful question Tao Yuanming's story really leaves us with. The fisherman could never find that village again. So maybe that's the point. Maybe the Peach Blossom Spring isn't a place you can find on a map. Maybe it's a state of mind. Maybe it's a choice you make, a decision to turn away from the dusty net and, just like Tao, start cultivating your own garden, even if the bean shoots are a little sparse.